In Jeremiah 31:3, the Bible tells us that the Lord loves us with an everlasting love and that He is drawing us with His loving kindness. He's drawing us and calling us to Him. When you think about everlasting, that means that it's a very long time, that it's an unending supply. It's continuously renewing itself, flowing fresh, never dried out, stale, boring, but it's always fresh. Almost like this waterfall behind me. The water never stops flowing. It's continuously coming on and on and on again. And He's just pouring that love out on us all the time. So it's always fresh, never boring, always restorative. That's on His end though. We can put up our umbrellas, we can put up walls, we can enclose ourselves in our own little world and ignore His love that He's pouring out on us. But that really makes life tiring, and we will end up struggling along in our own strength. On this past weekend, we were at some meetings at our church, and during one of the times of worship, we were singing a song that went something along the lines of this: His love never fails, it never gives up, it never runs out on me. And as I was enjoying this worship and just worshiping the Lord with all of my heart, I felt, or I saw a picture in my mind of this really large heart, and it was right over top of me, and it was just pouring love all over me. And I was just sitting there worshiping and enjoying the sensation of the Lord's love refreshing and pouring over me and restoring me and filling me up. And as I was just enjoying this and worshiping Him in that sense of being restored and filled up, the Lord began to speak to me though that yes, He's pouring into us to restore and fill us, but there's also another purpose. It's so that when we go out into the world and are in contact in our day-to-day lives with people all around us, it's so that we can pour out on them, so we can leak His love out on other people, almost like the second half of our pond, where the top half is the Lord pouring in and the bottom part waterfall is us pouring out into the next person that we come across. And because we're pouring out into them, they will then be drawn to the source of that loving kindness through the love that we share them. So He pours into us so that we can be restored and filled up, but it's also with the purpose so that we can pour into others and bring and draw them into His loving kindness and His presence. So to live a transformed life, you need to be drawn into His love and restored and filled by His constant, everlasting love that's pouring over us, so that we can then pour into other people His love. So we want to hear from you this week. You can do that in the box below. And write to us and tell us how the Lord has been pouring into you and then through you into others. And if this is your first time visiting this website, you can sign up for our free weekly email newsletter, and you can do that in the box. I believe it's near the first waterfall. And Grant will talk to you again next week.